September the 4th, 2019. Guys, you're looking at images from Jacksonville Beach, and this is one of the big piers there. Guys, the size of these waves are huge if you watch coming under the pier. And again, Jacksonville, Florida, and the storm is turning in that direction as far as the rotation of the storm. It's going to move up the Florida coast, and I'm kind of starting to worry about the Myrtle Beach area, guys. But look at what's happening now in northeast Florida. Huge waves coming in, and you've got 29-foot seas in some areas. Here's what we got on our models. Notice that the storm starts coming very close to shore in South Carolina. Again, I'm worried about the Myrtle Beach area, guys, as a Cat 2. Pay attention to this. Now, it shows that once it starts coming right along the shore in Carolina, it slows down to a Cat 1 in North Carolina before it goes across the Outer Banks, really close to shore. But right now, this is kind of the danger zone that I see. You got 105-mile-per-hour wind still. But notice the models really come together off the Myrtle Beach area, and then they start spreading apart again. But guys, again, this is what I'm watching for the next danger zone. But you saw what Jacksonville was doing. That means that all of this storm surge, everything coming off this northeast quadrant of the storm, the top right, is pushing inland, pushing rivers in, pushing storm surge in. Tides are up. But notice 32-foot seas on the right side in that quadrant. So as that moves inland and moves up the coast, this is the direction that's going to throw all of this wind and water right into your face, guys. And you got Georgia, and right there where the last area is where this thing is going to get one of the closest approaches to the U.S. So far. Your hurricane warnings are still out from Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. That's in your red. And notice inland here in Jacksonville, where we're watching that pier, how it came in there. And then again, in the Carolina areas, it's more shore than it is in the Georgia area, because it's kind of offshore, but it's going to go straight up into that South Carolina area and push a lot ashore. But here's what we got. You got St. Mary's at the top down to Daytona Beach at the bottom. And everything's pushing ashore. You see this? Now, if the storm if it stays on the track, this is what the coast of Florida is going to continue to get. And it will be a little further offshore once it goes past Georgia. But, guys, they talked about a back-loaded system. I think so. Ferdinand over here, it's going to go across Mexico. You got Dorian. You've got the system in the very top there that's moving out into the Atlantic. But Dorian, again, 105-mile-per-hour winds, Cat 2. 50% chance of development, but it is moving away from us. Now, Gabrielle is moving north. It's north and northwest from here. Shouldn't be a problem. This is going to be the next problem. Disturbance number 2, it's a 60% chance of development coming off the coast of Africa now. Again, it's one of the few that they have started watching while it was still on land. And look at the path. Again, they know that it's winding up, and it will be coming off there. In the next video, we'll get over into some of the African radars. But, guys, I got to keep it short because these videos really do not like to load with the long radar from my internet speed. We're watching it, South Carolina. Pay attention to this Cat 2 approaching you. And all of my friends in Florida and Georgia, all the way up through there, just keep an eye on it. But Florida, you're not out of the gun yet. You see those 32-foot seas off to the right of the eye, and you see the way Jacksonville pier looked. So as those waves are hitting out there on the beach, they don't seem to be as destructive as you might think. But think about the low-lying areas where that's pushing ashore. You don't have the big beaches. You have the inlets and your rivers and your harbors. So, guys, just be careful there. Watch for updates. It's a heads up. Be safe.